my name is Kristin Paredez Tuttle, and I am a speech language pathologist or a speech therapist, and I'm also a part-time artist. And this is Una Plática.
Una plática.
Es una plática.
Say plática.
Una plática. Una plática.
What inspired me or who inspires me is other artists. Some of them from when I was younger, people like Pee Wee Herman, from Pee Wee's Playhouse. That is more so like the therapeutic, like childlike side, and then also movies, TV, like Gumby, like weird stuff like I Spy books. I also loved going to museums growing up, just even like school programs, especially in elementary school when it was very artistically driven. Those programs made a huge difference later on in life. And then also local programs like South by Southwest or magazines like High Fructose magazine. So all kinds of things. I started creating art pretty much in 5th grade. I can remember drawing anime poorly, but I saw my other friends were creating things and drawing things, and I was just so like amazed by the end product that I was like, I want to learn how to do something like that, and then it just kind of progressed from there. I do consider myself a Chicana artist. Of course, being from San Antonio, having my last name Paredes, having my dad and his entire family from originally from Mexico, with also indigenous roots. That's been an interesting thing to find out about myself because it was kind of hidden away for a very long time. Until I started looking at my ancestry and getting questions about, what is your ethnicity? It's kind of ambiguous. And I thought, I don't know, so looking into that has been extremely rewarding. And then also kind of seeing it in my family and the roots of my family is just so awesome. And I have a lot of pride with that. I do. I look up to, and I know this is corny, but my patients, and I'm not trying to say, my patients who have intellectual disabilities or disabilities of any kind, I'm not saying that we need to patronize them. They are heroes to me because of the progress that I do see, because of the things that I've seen them capable of doing where they started to now. It's just like an incredible change, and just like their daily lives have gone from really difficult to so much easier for them. And so, sorry, I'm not going to start crying, but yeah, and also Miss Rachel. I love Miss Rachel. So yeah, she's a strong woman, especially for rights of children, standing up for their rights. I'm just so blown away by how she's been doing. I think that it's very important to have these kinds of programs for younger people and for adults as well. I feel like when I was growing up, I was kind of discouraged from even looking into art, and if I didn't pursue it after, like at the age of, 25 to 30, I wouldn't have known that you can even be like in a gallery or talk to these people, go to meetups about a certain artist with their stuff on exhibit, and they can explain to you, this is what I did, this is my process, this is why I care. So I feel like that would be a huge chunk of my inspiration, and a lot of people kind of tend to tell me like, oh, how did you get into that? I've been looking for something like that. And I refer to like programs like this or other places in San Antonio. They've really kind of upped their game on community art involvement. So. My favorite thing about San Antonio art is it's very real. It's not somebody that they flew in from New York to do this mural. It's like, hey, that's my friend who, I talked to, and she's like just an amazing artist and she's a go-getter. And, her murals are all around town and they're awesome. Or it's my friend's uncle who does, welding and, he made this for UTSA or just a lot of personal experiences with artists who you can see their art and it's accessible. I feel like that's very unique. But yeah. The impact that I would like to have with my art is to talk about disabilities, talk about people as they are, just like kind of normal, normalize being disabled. I personally have ADHD. I have a brother with autism. These are different kinds of disabilities, but, and I'm not saying that I would like to represent them for them, but just bringing awareness to like, this is something that also you can consider, because I feel like art that I enjoy makes me think of things that I've never thought about before, or like a perspective that I've never experienced for myself or even really considered, and it brings your attention to the beauty of those experiences. And I think that is really lacking for disabled individuals. I would say people who want to do their art as a professional career, go ahead and pursue it, because the economy's kind of crazy. But also what I've seen so much in my professional life, especially after graduating from grad school, is there's a lot of people who want to do more with their free time, or they feel trapped. And I feel like if you have this other ability, investing your time into your skill set and your ability to market that and kind of, you can make it into a side hustle or a career, or, just do it for pleasure. But it's been worth it to me. It's almost like saved my soul in some ways. So I feel like that is invaluable. My art form that is not as familiar with most people is my speech therapy. And it's very much inspired by my experiences as a child with my brother who has autism, and what we both found really fun, like funny things that we would do, like little games, doing silly voices, just really allowing a child to lead the therapy, kind of like, what do you like? Like, what are you into? Okay, well, we can use that, but how would you talk about this with a friend? Or, if they haven't even said words yet, just kind of like trying to make them feel comfortable, make them interested, get them to buy into, like, you want to communicate, kind of like enticing them, like, if you communicate, you could see what this is. I know you're very interested in it. So I would say I tried to be very fun, very playful, very energetic, something that I would want as a kid who was having to go to therapy. So this piece is called Too Loud, and it is a piece about just auditory overstimulation. So when somebody who like has autism or is autistic hears, especially like dogs barking, especially when they're like younger, from my experience, I would see my brother or other autistic kids kind of just become overwhelmed and like cover their ears. And I didn't understand that at the time, like, oh, it's a dog, it's a Chihuahua, it's this big. But it's the sensory input that is just so overwhelming because of different factors within the brain. I find all of that so interesting, and also I just love bringing attention to that kind of thing where it's like, okay, well, why is this happening? I see this happen sometimes with kiddos, but I don't understand why. Also, the piece spins, so